Hello. You might remember last Sunday Sally Ann spoke to us about John the Baptist. She spoke about him being a messenger and what that meant then and what that can mean for us now, how we can be messengers for Christ. Well, this week we're continuing to think about John the Baptist, and we're going to think more this week about the message that he gave. So, in the reading, you might remember that John the Baptist quoted words from the prophet Isaiah. Now, Isaiah lived about 700 years before John the Baptist, but John the Baptist still quoted these words because they were obviously relevant for the coming of Jesus. So he said, "The voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord." Now you can see the picture here. Well, it's not exactly the wilderness, it's actually up near Burbage, beautiful area. But even in a lovely area like this, you can perhaps imagine how hard it might be to prepare a path over such terrain. Now as we look at our next picture, it's interesting to know that in Isaiah's time, when a king or a ruler wanted to go on a journey, he would send out a sort of advance party, servants and workers and people who would go ahead and would inspect the path. Maybe they need to clear away some undergrowth, perhaps remove some boulders and rocks that have fallen on the path. Maybe they need to look at how streams and rivers could be crossed safely. They were the ones who were preparing the way for the king. And I thought this is a really interesting idea. Basically, these people were doing roadworks. Now, maybe you've never thought that much about roadworks in connection with your spiritual life, but that seems to be what John the Baptist was doing. He was telling people that they needed to prepare their lives for the coming king. And that's for us too, as we remember not just Jesus who came to Bethlehem as a baby, but the Jesus who's promised he will return in glory, that all of us can see him. So perhaps you've never heard a sermon based on the idea of roadworks. Well, that's all going to change now, because that's just what we're going to do.